Nathaniel Fulford once again to bring you my third YouTube video. And today what I'd like to talk about is people that purchase property, rehab the property, and look to generate great profits from that. There's a misnomer out there that equity or asset-based lenders are looking for people to lend their money to that are in the flipping business, i.e. buying real estate, rehabbing it, and flipping it for great profits. Well, I can assure you, they're usually few and far between. And there's a reason for that. The reason is that most people that get into the flipping business never realize that when they're buying these properties at these tremendous discounted values, that there's a cost associated with bringing it to market value. And that cost, to some extent, or to a large extent, can be more than the value of the property. So what we have is we have people that are purchasing property under the pretense that they can slap a coat of paint on it and make it worth the value of the highest property on the market. And the reality is that's not the way it works. Cost of construction can easily exceed the value of the property. You know, you look at these geographical areas where, I'm in the Northern Virginia area, but you can look in the metropolitan area and you can look outside of DC and you start to realize that there are pockets in these areas where properties are selling for nothing. I mean, $10,000 to buy a house. And you sit there and you say, well, no one could produce a house for $10,000, so it has to be a great deal. Well, the reality is, no, it doesn't have to be a great deal. What drives a lot of prices, at least in terms of real estate, is the very economy that is in that geography. In other words, if the economy is non-existent in that geography, I guarantee you the prices of those homes are going to be dirt cheap. They're not going to be based on what it costs to produce the house, but they're based on the abandonment of the area because there's no jobs. There's no way to pay for an asset when there's no income whereby, you know, you can attach or subscribe some sort of value to the house. So when you bring your properties to an asset-based lender, the first thing he's going to determine is not the fact that you got a great deal. He's going to look at the actual money that's come out of your pocket. In other words, what you actually put into the deal. And further, he's going to take it a step further. He's going to also try to figure out whether or not you can afford to bring it to market price and not using the entirety of his money. He's going to try to figure out whether or not you have the capacity to bring it to a market value whereby you not only can pay him back, but you can make a return yourself. Because if he's unsuccessful in figuring out as to whether or not you're capable of doing that, you understand the odds are you're going to walk away from the property and he's going to be left with a property that he has to now go rehab and hope that he can do it in such a fashion that he can make money. We invest in sure deals. I'm not looking to figure out who you are. The only thing I'm interested in is whether or not the deal is of such that I'm guaranteed my money. I'm not going to speculate as to whether or not you can do the job. The only speculation is whether or not you have the resources that's going to allow you to do the job. And the resources are, to a large extent, will partly come from me, but to a large extent they'll come from you as well. I look for people that flip properties, but I also look for people that flip properties that have the resources to bring a property to fruition. In other words, can actually finish the job and make sure that it's a viable property in terms of sales or rental or whatever. Thank you.